Every year since 1939, baseball fans flock here to upstate New York, the home of baseball, Cooperstown, New York. For one day, the population of this tiny village will at least triple for the Baseball Hall of Fame induction ceremony. And hi, everybody, and welcome to the Baseball Hall of Fame. Brian Kenny and Jeff Brantley, pleased to be here with you for the historic class of 2006, the largest class ever in the history of the Baseball Hall of Fame. 18 new members, 17 of them from the Negro Leagues era or the pre-Negro Leagues era. The first woman to be inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame, Effa Manley, and only the fourth member of the Hall of Fame to be a relief pitcher in Bruce Sutter. Jeff?
Well, Bruce Sutter joins Raleigh Fingers, Hoyt Wilhelm, and Dennis Eckersley, where the relievers are finally being recognized as guys that can really handle the pressure at the end of the ball game.
The biggest pressure, though, is when you're inducted into the Hall of Fame and you have to make that speech. Bruce Sutter will hear from the man himself here as we continue along in Cooperstown for the Baseball Hall of Fame induction ceremony.
Ultra-thin, Bluetooth-enabled mobile ESPN Samsung Ace. Visit mobileespn.com for a retailer near you.
Bust the blandness with Fiery Buffalo boneless wings at KFC. Get 100% breast meat boneless wings dipped in our Fiery Buffalo sauce. Try 6 for $2.99 or 18 for $8.79. Also available in honey barbecue flavor. No bones, all flavor at KFC.
Somewhere between where you are and where you're going, there's a Super 8. See you along the way.
For design to be truly inspired, it must be more than just artful. It must perform beautifully too. Test drive the 298 horsepower Infiniti G35 sedan at the Infiniti Limited Engagement Summer Event. But don't wait too long. The Infiniti Limited Engagement ends July 31st.
My name is Art Bivens, and this is my story. I have a folk group called COD, Cool Old Dudes. What for the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. That's one of my favorites. I have arthritis in my fingers. It makes it very hard to press down on the strings. Our bass player, Eric, he said, man, you gotta try you some Aleve. It really is good, you gotta try it. Just to shut Eric up, I tried the Aleve, and he was right. I'm back in the game, I can play guitar again.
There are a number of players with plaques on these walls known predominantly for one pitch. Phil Niekro with the knuckler, Candy Cummings credited with inventing the curveball, and Gaylord Perry, it's a different pitch altogether. And now Bruce Sutter with the split-fingered fastball. Bruce Sutter's career almost ended before it began, Jeff, when he had elbow surgery in the minor leagues. He came back from that surgery, his fastball was gone. What happened then?
Brian, the best thing that could have ever happened to Bruce Sutter was having that elbow surgery, because when he came back, it hooked him up with Fred Martin in the minor leagues of the Cubs system, and Fred Martin is actually the one that taught him how to throw that split-fingered fastball. He became a strikeout pitcher with the split-fingered fastball, throwing it predominantly every pitch, very similar to what we see in today's game with Mariano Rivera. Same pitch, hitters knew it was coming, still couldn't hit it. Got to the big leagues in 1976 as a strikeout pitcher.
What was he doing exactly? What was so different?
Well, what he was doing was splitting his fingers widely on the baseball and using his thumb as a rudder to make the ball move. When his thumb was in the middle of the ball went straight down, very sharply, spun really tight, just like a fastball. When he moved his thumb to the side of the baseball, it ran down and away from the left-handed hitters with that same tight spin.
Now, everyone, of course, wanted to imitate this pitch, but you told me he's not exactly a guru of the split-fingered fastball. He was secretive about what he was throwing?
Well, he was very secretive about it, and how he explained it to other pitchers was that he forced his thumb up through his fingers, which is virtually impossible to do. And actually what he did was bring his fingers down over the top of his thumb and made the ball spin tightly and made the ball move down.
What was everyone saying about Sutter at his peak? I mean, what were you saying around the big leagues?
Well, you talk to a guy like Dick Williams, a manager of the San Diego Padres. He said the pitch was absolutely unhittable, even harder to hit than a great knuckleball. Lou Brock said the pitch was absolutely incredible, and probably the greatest praise was Whitey Herzog, his manager, said he was the most valuable player on the 1982 team, and that's the team that won the World Series.
Here's his big moment right now. Bruce Sutter being inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame.
Have some fun.
Thank you, Commissioner. That's tough to follow. I would like to thank Jane Clark, Dale Petrowski, Jeff Idelson, Kim Bennett, Brad Horn, Ted Spencer, Evan Chase, and the rest of the Hall of Fame staff for making this day so special for me and my family. I'd like to thank the fans, friends, family, and former teammates who have made the trip to Cooperstown to be part of this great day in my life. To Hall of Famers present, I am in awe, and it is indeed a great honor to be on this stage with you. I wish we could turn back the clock and suit it up for one more game. I'd like to congratulate Gene Elston, Tracy Ringlesby, and the families of the 17 players and administrators of the Negro League on their induction into the Hall of Fame. It's an honor to be able to share this day with you. On January 10th, I got the call from Jack O'Connell and Jane Clark informing me that I'd just been elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame. After hanging up the phone, my emotions got the best of me and didn't quite know why. But in the 6 months since, I've had the time to reflect on how important that call was. It brought closure to a baseball career that did not end how and when I had always hoped it would. The call answered a question that had been ongoing for 13 years. A question, quite frankly, I would ask myself every year at election time. Do you belong? I would like to thank the baseball writers for answering that question and bestowing on me the highest honor that a player can receive. The thought of having a plaque with my name on it, beside the greatest players who have ever played the game, is truly an honor and humbling experience. Thank you. When I played, I never needed the spotlight, nor did I want it. I simply wanted to play baseball and be respected by my teammates and the opposing players. So today, my name goes on this plaque, but this day is not about me. It's about the many people who have helped me along the way. I started playing sports at a young age in Mount Joy, Pennsylvania. My father is the one who got me started in baseball. He would come home from work and I'd always be waiting there with a glove and a ball. He was never too tired to go outside and play catch. After a few throws, he would always take out his handkerchief and put it in his glove for padding. To this day, I still think he did it to build up a young man's ego. My dad had a calming demeanor about him. He never got real excited where I played good or I played bad. It was simply, good job, or go get them tomorrow. It was his temperament that rubbed off on me, and later it was a tremendous help to me as a closer. He always told me to show up ready to play, do the best you can, and live with what happens. Then go out and do it again the next day. The point he always got across was that the game of baseball is perfect, but the people that play it are not. My parents have since passed on, but I know they are looking down on me and are proud of what I've been able to achieve. It was at Donegal High School that I met two coaches, Don Staley and Al Brooks. I would like to thank them for getting me started off on the right foot. They taught me the importance of being on time, that you practice things until they become instinctive, and never make the same mistake twice, which I learned later on in life the hard way. Mr. Sandberg helped me with that. Ralph DeLulla was the scout that signed me to my first professional contract. I would like to thank him, the Chicago Cubs, and the Wrigley family for the opportunity to chase my dream. It was in the Cubs minor league system that I met a man who taught me how to throw a new pitch that would take me from being a suspect all the way to the Hall of Fame. His name was Fred Martin. He told me to spread my fingers apart and throw it just like a fastball. Fortunately for me, it clicked right away. There were players throwing forkballs at the time, and a few guys were using it for a changeup, but nobody was throwing what he called the split finger. It was a pitch that didn't change how the game was played, but developed a new way to get hitters out. Everybody who has thrown the split finger fastball owes a great deal of thanks to Fred Martin, because he was the first one to teach it. I would not be standing here today if it were not for that pitch. Fred passed away in 1979, but I know he has a crowd around him right now, and he's showing someone how to hold the split finger. While in the Cubs minor league system, I played for managers Walt Dixon, QV Lowe, and Doc Edwards, and I'd like to thank them for their patience while I was trying to master a new pitch. I got called up to the Cubs in 1976 and stayed with them through the 1980 season. It was there in Chicago that Mike Rourke became my pitching coach, and later we were reunited with the St. Louis Cardinals. Mike had the same low-key, dry humor approach that my father had, and that really helped me with the ups and downs that a closer goes through during the season. Whenever my mechanics would get out of whack, Mike was always that guy that could get me back on track. Mike, I can't thank you enough for the help that you've given me. It was also in Chicago that I met two men, my agents Jim Bronner and Bob Gihuli, and together we went through landmark arbitration cases, trades, and free agent signings. We started out as agents and player, but ended up with 30 years of friendship. Jim and Bob, thank you for all that you've done for me and my family. In the winter of 1980, I got traded to the St. Louis Cardinals and got to see the Cubs-Cardinals rivalry from the other side. The atmosphere in St. Louis is something I will always remember. The sea of red downtown on game day, the Clydesdales trotting around the field, and of course, Ozzy's backflip to get the year started. In 1981, we had a shot at making the playoffs if it were not for the strike and me throwing a couple of home run balls down the stretch. But in 1982, it all came together and we were crowned World Series champions. Every young kid who dreams of pitching in the major leagues has imagined himself striking out the batter to end the 7th game of the World Series. Well, I was one of the lucky ones who got to realize that dream. Individual achievements are nice, but it does not compare to the feeling you have to go through a season with 24 other guys and end up on top. Putting the uniform on every day and going out on the field, not hoping to win, but expecting to win, is a feeling I'll never forget. The 1982 team was that kind of team. We expected to win. We were a team put together and managed by Whitey Herzog. Whitey was a manager like no other I had ever had. From the moment I met him, it was like I knew him all my life. The stories he told, the laughter, the enthusiasm for the game is something I always look forward to. There was never a situation that came up in the game that Whitey wasn't prepared for. He was more like a teammate than he was a manager, and he led us to that championship. Whitey, I know you're here. You're the best. I would like to thank you for your friendship, and I'm looking forward to sharing that boat with you in September. I would also like to thank the Bush family and St. Louis Cardinals for those years in the great city of St. Louis. Before the 1985 season, I signed a contract with the Atlanta Braves. They had a good team with the majority of their 82 playoff team still intact. I was looking forward to playing with them, but it wasn't meant to be. Very few players get to leave the game on their own terms, and in 1985, I hurt my shoulder, and three surgeries later, I was done. I love Atlanta and have made it my home for the last 21 years, but I still regret not being able to pitch for the fans of Atlanta. I would like to thank Ted Turner and the Atlanta Braves for the opportunity they gave me. In 1989, my career was over as a player, but it was now my chance to become a full-time husband and father. See, when I was playing, my wife Jamie had the challenge of raising 3 boys, for the most part by herself. But now that I was done playing, I was going to step away from the game that I loved and be with my family as much as possible. What a pleasure it was to spend time with my 3 sons and watch them as they grew up, not only to become great young men, but also my best buddies. So to Josh, his wife Danielle, my 4 grandkids, Amanda, Denver, Grayson, and Presley, to Chad and his wife Casey, and to Ben and his fiancée Amanda, I love you guys. You make my life complete. To my wife Jamie, I want to say thank you for all the years of your endless love and support. We were together through the minor leagues, excuse me, the major leagues, and now the Hall of Fame. I love you very much, and I appreciate everything you have done and continue to do. I wouldn't be here without you. I know we have some challenges to face in our future, but we'll do them as we always do, together. To my sisters Barb, Mary, Joyce, and Gloria, and my brother Bill, and the rest of the family that are here today, thank you for all your support through the years. I love you. I'm at a time in my life where I don't miss playing baseball anymore, but I do miss going to the ballpark every day. I miss seeing all the special people that do the jobs off the field, the people that make a baseball player's job easier as you go through the long season. So to traveling secretaries Bill Acree and CJ Cherry, clubhouse guys Yost Kawano, Butch Ackerman, Buddy Bates, Casey Stevenson, trainers Tony Garofalo, Gene Gieselman, Dave Persley, Jeff Porter, Dr. Stan London, and Joe Chandler, and to all the visiting clubbies, I'm truly grateful for all that you've done. You guys were more important to my career than anyone will ever know. I'd like to say thank you to all my major league coaches and managers. Without you, all this wouldn't have been possible. There's more to being a good teammate than just saving games and game-winning hits. Being a part of a team means spending every day with the guys, going on the road, away from family and friends, experiencing the ups and downs of life. You develop certain bonds that stay with you for your entire life. I can honestly say that I never had a teammate that I didn't get along with. I only hope that I was as good a teammate to them as they were to me. I had the opportunity to be around pitchers like Rick Russell, Bill Bottom, Bob Forsch, and Darryl Knowles, who were not only fine pitchers, but also took the time to teach me the unwritten rules of baseball and how to carry myself as a Major League Baseball player. I was fortunate to play with Mike Krukow, who was my best friend and teammate throughout my journey to the big leagues. Guys like Kenny Holzman kept me loose. Kenny had his own way of keeping me humble. If I got a save, he would say it was because the tying run was up in the clubhouse eating a sandwich. If I blew a save or gave up a game-tying hit, he would wait till everything cooled down in the locker room and then ask me, how'd you hold that one? I had a chance to throw some great catchers who didn't mind blocking all those balls in the dirt. Guys like George Middlewald, Steve Swisher and Barry Foote, Gene Tennis, Darryl Porter, Bruce Benedict, and Ted Simmons. Teddy was one of the best players I ever played with or against. I had the opportunity to watch teammates Bill Madlock and Bill Buckner win batting titles. I saw Dave Kingman win a home run title and watch Bob Forsch pitch a no-hitter. I got to watch Dale Murphy play every day. Who was better than Murph in the 80s? If there was a better defensive team than Keith Hernandez, Tommy Herr, Ozzie Smith, Kenny Oberfeld, Lonnie Smith, Willie McGee, George Hendrick, and Darryl Porter, you would have to prove it to me. Our pitchers meeting in St. Louis were simple. Don't walk anybody and keep it in the park. Watching those guys play every day was truly amazing. I got to see some great rookies break into the major leagues. Guys like Lee Smith and Willie McGee, Andy Van Slyke, Terry Pendleton, Ron Gant, Tom Glavine, and John Smoltz. Some of these guys have had careers which could land them here in Cooperstown. And last but certainly not least, my fellow bullpenners. In my opinion, and I am a little biased, the last 3 innings of a ball game is when everything starts happening. I'm not taking anything away from the great starting pitchers, but when they go out there and they have their good stuff, there is no strategy. The only decision the manager has to make that day is where he'll be eating dinner that night. It's when the starter starts to get into trouble and the bullpen is warming up that the strategy of the game starts. Going to the ballpark every day as a relief pitcher is exciting because you never know what lies ahead of you that day. But you know that if you do get a chance to pitch, you will have a major effect on the outcome of the game. When you did your job, there was no better feeling in the world, but when you didn't, there was nothing worse. I'd like to thank my fellow bullpenners who got the game to me and also picked me up on the days I wasn't so good. Guys like Dick Tidrow and Willie Hernandez, Donnie Moore, Jim Ott, Jeff Lottie, Doug Bear, Gene Garber, Terry Forster, Rick Camp, and Jim Cott. Jim Cott has more passion for the game than any man I've ever met. A few words with him could turn even the worst day into one that wasn't so bad. I know you're here, Kitty. Stand up, old timer. Thanks for your help. I could stand up here all day long and talk about the great times I've had with my teammates, but Johnny Bench told me I wasn't allowed. So to all my teammates, thank you again for the great times and memories we have shared. To the fans in Chicago, St. Louis, and Atlanta, I want to say thank you for your support. Your chanting of Bruce as I entered the game always gave me chills. I wish I could trot out there and get that feeling again, but Father Time has caught up with me. First he took my arm, then he took my hair, then he took the color from my beard. But he cannot take the great friendships and memories I have from being a baseball player. I'm very thankful to have had the opportunity to play Major League Baseball with and against the greatest players in the world. Some days I was good, and some days I was bad, but I always remember what my dad taught me. The game's perfect, but the people that play the game are not. On January 10th, I got the final call to the bullpen, and I want to again thank the baseball writers for this great honor. From now on, I will get introduced as Hall of Famer Bruce Sutter. It still doesn't sound right, but it is sounding better. Thank you for coming. Be careful going home. I love you all.
The words of Bruce Sutter as he's inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame. Of course, success brings imitation. And once he was throwing that split-fingered fastball, a lot of people in the major leagues wanted to throw that thing, Jeff, including one team known for throwing the split-fingered fastball. You were on that team, the San Francisco Giants, in the late 1980s.
Well, with Roger Craig at the helm, the manager of the San Francisco Giants, he had everyone from A-ball all the way up to the big leagues, every pitcher at least trying to throw the split-fingered fastball. If it didn't work as a strikeout pitch, then he had you using it as a changeup. But I will tell you this, Brian, it's the one pitch that got me to the big leagues.
And it's the one pitch that got Bruce Sutter into the Baseball Hall of Fame, although just barely. Again, he gets in with 400 votes. He needed 390. Who's next into the Baseball Hall of Fame as a closer? We're going to talk about that when we return to Cooperstown. What about Big Lee Smith and Goose Gossage? What about the future with Mariano Rivera? We're back in Cooperstown right after this.
Ian Deegan's got heart, the kind that gets on a 250-pound motorcycle and tries to make it fly, the kind that knows that only the desire to win can overcome the fear of consequence. X Games 12 starts Thursday live at 9 on ESPN. Tuesday on The Contender.
Their loss tore them up.
The feud gets hotter.
I'm gonna beat him, I'm gonna punish him.
I didn't really want to fight Monroe, but now I have to fight Monroe.
He's not ready.
And to survive to the next round, one fighter's got to back up the top.
This will be our easiest fight so far.
While the other must dig deep. An all-new Contender, Tuesday, 10 p.m. Eastern on ESPN.
Last week, Phil the Power Taylor was tested. Now, can he regain his brilliance? An up-and-coming phenom, Adrian Lewis, faces top-ranked Colin Lloyd. The World Series of Darts, Tuesdays at 7, followed by the World Series of Poker at 8 on ESPN.
Make a smooth approach. Make smooth contact with Electric Shave Pre-Shave Lotion. Stands up whiskers for up to a 52% closer shave. Electric Shave. Blade close, electric smooth.
Cholesterol. My doctor said to watch it. So I ride my bike, eat the good stuff, and take garlic every day.
Garlic's clinically proven ingredient maintains healthy cholesterol naturally.
The doctor's happy. So am I.
Eat right, exercise, garlic.
USA and TNT, ESPN and MTV, Discovery, HGTV and CNN and Spike TV. Amy will place your advertising for you. Fox News and TLC, TBS and BET, Hallmark, CNBC, Lifetime and A&E. Amy will place your advertising for you.
Call me, Amy Thomas, if you'd like to advertise on cable television.
Amy will place your advertising for you.
Here at the Baseball Hall of Fame, Brian Kenny and Jeff Brantley here in front of the Roll Age Relief Man Award. You have one of those in your house, Jeff.
I do,
a few years back. In fact, over the last 3 years, 2 top relievers have been inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame, Dennis Eckersley and Bruce Sutter. And yet, Lee Smith is still on the ballot. He didn't get in. Goose Gossage is on the ballot. He didn't get in. What about Big Lee Smith?
Well, I think when you think about Lee Smith, you think about a highly intimidating force standing on the mound 60 feet 6 inches away on an elevated rubber. This guy was as intimidating a force as you could possibly be in the 9th inning, and he was so big and so tall that when he reached out to throw the ball to home plate, you felt like he could almost reach out and touch you with that overpowering fastball and that great slider and split finger. This guy deserves to be in the Hall of Fame.
So he gets your vote.
Oh,
if you had a vote, he goes in. All right. Goose Gossage. I don't get it. I don't know why. I haven't had a good reason yet. Why I asked people, why wouldn't he get your vote into the Baseball Hall of Fame? I haven't heard a good reason. Pitched for big market teams, pitched for championship teams, pitched for a long time, had that utter dominance over a short period. What's missing? What are we missing here, Jeff?
Well, I think when you talk about Goose Gossage, and in my mind, I don't think there's anything that's missing when you talk about Goose Gossage. He was intimidating. He dominated his era. He was a guy that every kid that was 10 years old that put on a baseball glove or a baseball uniform that wanted to be a pitcher, that wanted to be the tough guy, they wanted to be Goose Gossage. He played for the New York Yankees. He played in World Series. He has the rings. He pitched in 3 or 4 innings to try to get a save. Goose Gossage is one of those guys that when you talk about the ultimate reliever, the ultimate finish the game guy, you want Goose Gossage in the game for you. At least I do. I think he's a slam dunk when you talk about Hall of Fame induction.
Over a decade as a closer only, he had an ERA of just over 2. Over a full decade as a closer. I don't get it. All right, I think saves can be a misleading statistic, yet John Franco is in the top 5. What about John Franco when he gets on the list?
Well, John Franco is a guy that's left-handed. He has the most saves for a left-handed pitcher, but he doesn't have any one pitch that is a totally dominating pitch. And I think that when the voters start to look at a guy like John Franco, he's not a 6'5" guy like Lee Smith. He's a shorter guy, but he's a guy that always got the job done. But the thing about John Franco is he was never a guy that was an intimidating force, even though he may be able to come in and get that double play for you for the New York Mets or for the Cincinnati Reds. He was just never a guy that jumped out at you as being the most dominating closer in the league, even though he did lead the league in some years in saves.
All right, now a guy who's playing right now who's regarded as the greatest closer in the history of the game, Mariano Rivera. Will there be any problems for Mariano getting into here in Cooperstown?
I can't see that there would ever be a problem for Mariano Rivera, especially with his postseason records and the way that he has clutched up at times for the New York Yankees at the end of ball games. I don't think that there's anybody in the game that has ever pitched as well as he has in clutch situations in postseason, whether they're starters or relievers, pinch hitters, regular players, whatever it may be. This guy is, I think that's what this building was made for.
No, Mariano Rivera, I don't think there's any question. Trevor Hoffman has had an outstanding career. He's going to be way up on the saves list. Outstanding ERA. What are your thoughts on Trevor Hoffman?
Well, I think that Trevor Hoffman has put together a tremendous career. I think he has a lot of saves. I think he's done everything that the San Diego Padres have asked of him. He's played with one team his whole career in San Diego. But when it comes down to being a Hall of Fame pitcher, I just don't know that he's got the criteria in the postseason and the criteria from a dominant guy or a dominant person from a closer standpoint that stands above and beyond everyone else that would get him a vote in this building.
Do you think the writers are still trying to figure out exactly what a Hall of Fame closer is? As we talk about Goose Gossage, Lee Smith, do you think that's what they're missing, or do you think, no, they've figured out now that Raleigh Fingers, Dennis Eckersley have been in there, and now Bruce Sutter?
I don't think that they have it figured out, and I think it's going to take a few years for the voters and the writers to actually understand what it is that makes a great closer. Is it 400 saves? Is it dominance in a 5 or 10 year era? Is it one pitch that makes them the dominant closer? I think there are a lot of things that are involved, and I think that the closers are just now starting to get recognized, and I think it's going to be a while before we see a repetition of closers that start to make it into the Hall of Fame.
In the meantime, we move along here on the class of 2006, the largest class in history. The bulk of that class coming up. 17 members from the Negro Leagues and pre-Negro Leagues era. We're back at the Hall of Fame when we return.
Ultra-thin, Bluetooth-enabled mobile ESPN Samsung Ace. Visit mobileespn.com for a retailer near you.
What is this place?
I don't know. I never ran this far before.
Hey, Joe, remember we met on the elevator? We met you like an hour ago?
Oh, yeah. How are you guys?
Zach does a really good Joe Buck. You've got to hear it.
It's not that great.
You've got to hear it. It's incredible.
Why do you do this?
Do it.
He winds up for the pitch. It's a screwball.
Wait, who's talking? Is that Joe or Zach?
And he's out of there. What's up?
Okay. No. Okay, let's just bring it down a notch, all right?
Why don't I get 5?
You guys have some work to do in your room or anything, or?
No, all done.
For design to be truly inspired, it must be more than just artful. It must perform beautifully too. Now at the Infinity Limited Engagement Summer Event, test drive the Infinity M or FX and ask about our attractive lease and finance rates. But don't wait too long. The Infinity Limited Engagement ends July 31st.
Okay, we've got a break in the action.
Oh, good. I can play the Grand Slam quiz.
You like these, don't you?
Yeah, as long as there's no math.
Not likely. Okay, which company do more drivers go with and stay with?
Well, the biggest one.
I think they're looking for something a bit more specific.
Okay, not that one. Definitely not that one. Or that one. I'm going to go with State Farm.
Gee, Bob, how'd you know?
Oh, it's a no-brainer.
Your specialty.
Well, thank you.
Hi. Have we met?
No, I never run this far before.
The Baseball Hall of Fame began inducting players from the Negro Leagues in 1971 with Satchel Paige. Since then, 18 players from the Negro Leagues have been inducted. This year, 17 will be added in just one class, the result of a research project looking to rectify the injustices of the past. Descendants of the inductees, all deceased, were on stage to be honored. Among those selected to speak, Sharon Robinson, daughter of Jackie Robinson.
It's an awesome responsibility to stand before you and try to explain how important this day is to us. I was thrilled when my mother and I could make the trip together because it was from my mother and my father that I learned to love baseball, but more importantly, I learned the importance of continuing our legacy of social service. I would like to thank Commissioner Bud Selig for hiring me. I've had 9 wonderful years working for Major League Baseball. And in those years, I've traveled the country with a program we call Breaking Barriers in Sports and Life. And it's a character education program that teaches kids that obstacles are a part of life. And we use my dad's 9 values as the vehicle to overcome obstacles. And our favorite part of the program is that children all over the country write about obstacles they've had to overcome in their lives. And they talk about how the values have helped them overcome those obstacles. So I get to combine baseball in the classroom with values, little Jackie Robinson, but more importantly, we're working with kids and helping them to know that they can overcome obstacles. I'd also like to thank the James Clark, Dale Petrowski, Larry Lester, Larry Hogan, all of the researchers on this project, and Faye Vincent and his group for their hours of and selection process. In my 10 years with baseball, I've had lots and lots of time with Buck O'Neill. In fact, most recently, we were on a panel together with Dave Winfield with the San Diego Padres. And at one point, Buck said to me, well, I'll just let my granddaughter answer that question for you. So to have shared the podium with Buck today is one of my greatest honors. Buck, I love you. Your contribution, we would not be here today without your contribution to baseball and to the Negro Leaguers. Mr. Rickey sent out his scouts looking to the Negro Leagues, looking for the right man to pioneer what he considered his noble experiment. The scouts came back with a long list of talented, wonderful players, and they universally talked about Jack Roosevelt Robinson. Branch Rickey listened to his scouts and did his own research, and then decided that he couldn't make his decision until he had a face-to-face with Jackie Robinson. That now historic meeting happened in October 1945, and these 2 men, one black, one white, 167, 126, 25, sat across from each other and had to make a commitment to each other and to the game and to the people that they would both work very hard to make this successful. At that time, my father gave Branch Rickey a verbal commitment that for the first 2 to 3 years, he would hold back his temper and battle it out with his baseball bat, his running speed, and his defensive play. And as promised, my father went on to play with the Montreal Expos, and as promised, he fought back with a perfectly timed bat, a hard line drive, a stolen base. On April 15, 1947, Jack Roosevelt Robinson stepped onto the grass of Ebbets Field as a member of the Brooklyn Dodgers. With the crumbling of the invisible wall of segregation, baseball was ahead of the civil rights movement. Dad's entry was a year before Truman integrated the military and 7 years before the historic school desegregation bill, Brown versus Board of Education. It took 13 long seasons for every major league team to have at least one black baseball player on their roster. But those 13 years were very fruitful. The Negro Leaguers, former Negro Leaguers, made an indelible mark on baseball, accounting for 9 Rookie of the Year awards, 9 MVPs, 5 home run titles, 4 batting titles, and a Cy Young Award for Don Newcombe in 1956. So in 2007, baseball will celebrate the 60th anniversary of the breaking of the color barrier. At that time, the integration of baseball forced America, the professed cradle of liberty, to confront the realities of racial prejudice. Today, while we pause to honor the tremendous contribution made by black and brown men and one woman to professional baseball in this vast repository of the game's history. It is incumbent upon us to acknowledge and continue to struggle against the inequities in our society. Thank you.
This is outstanding. I've been a lot of places, I've done a lot of things that I really like doing. I hit the home run, I hit the Grand Slam home run, I hit for the cycle, I've had a hole-in-one in golf. I've done a lot of things I like doing. I shook hands with President Truman. Yeah. So, oh man, I shook with the other president, and I happened to hug his wife, Hillary. So I've done a lot of things I like doing, but I'd rather be right here, right now, representing these people that helped build the bridge across the chasm of prejudice, not just the ones like Charlie Pride and me that later crossed it. Yeah, this is quite an honor for me. See, I played in the Negro Leagues. Tell you what, the Negro Leagues was nothing like Hollywood tried to make it. The Negro Leagues was the third largest black business in this country. Yeah. First, black insurances, the white insurances, 10-cent policy, just enough to bury us. But the black insurances insured our crops, our homes, yeah, our stock. They made millions. Next, Madam C.J. Walker, cosmetology. You see that pretty hair over there? Don't you see it? Oh, Mrs. Robinson? Tell you what, yeah, that's right, yeah. Yeah, Madam C.J. Walker was doing that 100 years ago, and she made millions, to tell you the truth. Madam C.J. Walker was the first black woman millionaire in this country. And to tell you, Madam C.J. Walker might have been the first woman millionaire in the country that earned it. They had other women millionaires, but they inherited the money. Madam C.J. Walker earned it. Next, Negro League Baseball. All you needed was a bus, and we rode in some of the best buses money could buy. Yeah, and a couple of sets of uniforms. You could have 20 of the best athletes that ever lived. And that's who we are representing here today. It was outstanding. And playing in the Negro Leagues, what a lot of you don't know. See, when I played in the Negro Leagues, I first came to the Negro Leagues, 5% of Major League ball players were college men because the Major Leaguers want them right out of high school. Put them in the minor leagues, bring them on in. But Negro Leagues, 40% of Negro leaguers were college men. The reason that was, we always spring trained in a black college town. And that's who we played in spring training, the black colleges. So when school was out, they came and played baseball. When baseball season was over, they'd go back to teaching, to coaching, or to classes. That was Negro League baseball. And I'm proud to have been a Negro League ball player. Yeah, yeah. And I tell you what, they always say to me, Buck, I know you hate people for what they did to you or what they did to your folks. I said, no, man, I never learned to hate. I hate cancer. Cancer killed my mother. My wife died 10 years ago of cancer. I'm single, ladies. A good friend of mine, I hate AIDS. A good friend of mine died of AIDS 3 months ago. I hate AIDS. But I can't hate a human being because my God never made anything ugly. Now, you can be ugly if you want a boy, but God didn't make you that way. So, I want you to light this valley up this afternoon. Martin said agape is understanding, creative, a redemptive goodwill toward all men. Agape is an overflowing love which seeks nothing in return. And when you reach love on this level, you love all men, not because you like them, not because their ways appeal to you, but you love them because God loved them. And I love Jehovah my God with all my heart, with all my soul, and I love every one of you as I love myself. Now, I want you to do something for me. I'm fixing to get off this stage now. I think I've done my 6 minutes. But I want you to do something for me. I want you to hold hands. Whoever's next to you, hold a hand. Come on, you Hall of Famers. Hold hands. All you people out there, hold hands. Everybody hooked up? Everybody hooked up? Well, and I tell you what. See, I know my brothers up here, my brothers over there. I see some black brothers of mine and sisters out there. I know they can sing. Can you white folks sing? I want you to sing after me. The greatest thing. Come on, everybody. The greatest thing in all of my life is loving you. The greatest thing in all of my life is loving you. The greatest thing in all of my life is loving you. The greatest thing in all of my life is loving you. Thank you, folks. Thank you, folks. Thank you, folks. Thank you, folks. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Now sit down. Now sit down. I could talk to you 10 minutes longer, but I got to go to the bathroom.
When we come back to Cooperstown in the Baseball Hall of Fame induction ceremony, will Mark McGwire join the stellar class of 2007?
You'd better run. Alright, good. 'Cause it's open season on Chumps. And I just got my permit.
ESPN understands your fantasy side. With the advice of online pros like Angle and Cockcroft, you'll be ready to dominate. So come play where the experts are.
Bust the blandness with Fiery Buffalo Boneless Wings at KFC. Get 100% breast meat boneless wings dipped in our Fiery Buffalo sauce. Try 6 for $2.99 or 18 for $8.79. Also available in honey barbecue flavor. No bones, all flavor at KFC.
Dear NFL, I would like to thank you for picking me as a winner of Take a Player to School sweepstakes. Words cannot express how I felt when I found out Donovan McNabb was going to take me to school. I thought I was the luckiest kid in the world. This contest is so awesome because it makes kids' dreams come true. Sincerely, Andrew Butler.
Kids across the country will take an NFL player to school. You could be one of them. It's the NFL Take a Player to School sweepstakes. Enter online at NFLrush.com.
Every generation has a defining moment.
Lights will guide.
World Trade Center, rated PG-13, starts August 9th.
Bust the blandness with Fiery Buffalo Boneless Wings at KFC. Get 100% breast meat boneless wings dipped in our Fiery Buffalo sauce. Try 6 for $2.99 or 18 for $8.79. Also available in honey barbecue flavor. No bones, all flavor at KFC.
Well, looking ahead a bit, it was once expected to be a blockbuster class of 2007 with Cal Ripken, Tony Gwynn, and Mark McGwire. Now that class is expected to be a bit smaller. Here's Tim Kirkchin.
A home run, to me, is a base hit that just goes over the fence. That's all I worry about.
Watch that baby. Oh, man.
Adios.
Oh, McGuire. What a shot. Mark McGuire has done it.
The first critical test of the effect of the steroid controversy on the Hall of Fame voting will come in December when first baseman Mark McGuire will become eligible for the first time.
High fly ball, left center. Can you believe it?
The numbers say he is worthy of first ballot enshrinement. His 583 home runs are the 7th most of all time. His home run per 100 plate appearance rate is the highest in history. In 1998, when he and Sammy Sosa helped rescue the game from its post-strike depression, he set the single-season Major League record with 70 home runs. McGuire led his league in homers 4 times, including his rookie season when he hit 49. His career slugging percentage of .588 is the 9th highest ever, nearly 100 points higher than that of Reggie Jackson. But McGuire may have a difficult time making it to Cooperstown on his first try because of his association to steroids, even though there is no evidence of it other than his admission of using androstenedione, an over-the-counter supplement that he took before Major League Baseball's drug testing agreement was instituted.
I'm not here to talk about the past.
McGuire's appearance before Congress in March 2005, where he repeatedly emphasized talking about the future, not the past, damaged his chances also.
Swing and it's get up, baby, get up, get up, get up. Home run. He's done it again. 70 home runs. Take a ride on that for history.
If McGuire is not elected to the Hall of Fame in his first year, it won't be a first for a premier slugger. Harmon Killebrew, who hit 573 home runs and led his league in homers 6 times, didn't make it to Cooperstown until his 4th year of eligibility. Killebrew's power numbers are close to those of McGuire, and he was not associated with using performance-enhancing substances. If McGuire isn't elected in his first year, it likely will affect the chances of other sluggers, including Sosa, Rafael Palmeiro, and Barry Bonds.
Well, many baseball writers see themselves as the first line of defense for the Baseball Hall of Fame. What do you see happening next year, Jeff?
Well, Brian, I think that Cal Ripken and Tony Gwynn are a lock next year. But until baseball finds a resolution on this steroid issue that makes everyone happy throughout baseball, I think Mark McGuire is going to have to wait.
What are most of the Hall of Famers saying about the whole steroid era and all the players that are going to be coming through?
I think that for the most part, most of the Hall of Famers are unhappy with the performance-enhancing supplements that have been out there. I think they're unhappy with the steroid controversy that's been there because it's cast a real negative impact on baseball. And I think until all of the dirty laundry is finally washed and clean, I think a lot of these Hall of Famers are still going to be unhappy.
Yeah, most of the Hall of Famers I've talked to said if they think that these players have used performance enhancers, they should not be in the Baseball Hall of Fame. You know who's on the ballot for the very first time, 2007 as well? Jose Canseco. We'll see the vote totals there as well. When we come back, they could be the last of the breed, players playing their whole careers with one team. We'll take a look at the big two for 2007 when we return.
Here's to men, to guys who want to take longer drives with fewer pit stops, to guys who want to spend less time in the men's room and more time fishing. And here's to Flomax. It's approved to treat male urinary symptoms due to BPH, also called an enlarged prostate. In 1 week, Flomax may help symptoms like going often, going urgently, weak stream, frequently waking up at night to go. For you, Flomax could make a difference in 1 week. Ask your doctor if symptoms are from BPH, not prostate cancer. Common side effects of Flomax are runny nose, dizziness, and decrease in semen. Upon standing, a sudden decrease in blood pressure may occur, rarely resulting in fainting. So when starting Flomax, avoid situations where injury could result. For more information, call 877-4-FLOMAX. Ask your doctor about Flomax. Flomax could make a difference in 1 week.
Tuesday on The Contender.
Their loss tore them up.
The food gets hotter.
I'm gonna
beat him, I'm gonna punish him.
I didn't really want to fight Monroe, but now I have to fight Monroe.
He's not ready.
And to survive to the next round, one fighter's got to back up the talk.
This will be our easiest fight so far.
While the other
Work it!
must dig deep.
Get inside! Get inside!
An all-new Contender, Tuesday, 10 p.m. Eastern on ESPN.
If you're a Mediacom video customer, become a VIP by adding phone and internet service today. Call 1-800-CABLE-TV. Phone service includes long distance, caller ID, voicemail, and more for just $29.95 a month. High-speed internet features download speeds up to 5 megabits per second, and it's free for 6 months. Add both and start saving today. Just call 1-800-CABLE-TV.
Make a smooth approach. Make smooth contact with Electric Shave Pre-Shave Lotion. Stands up whiskers for up to a 52% closer shave. Electric Shave. Blade close, electric smooth.
Cholesterol. My doctor said to watch it. So I ride my bike, eat the good stuff, and take garlic every day.
Garlic's clinically proven ingredient maintains healthy cholesterol naturally.
The doctor's happy. So am I.
Eat right, exercise, garlic.
Into the Baseball Hall of Fame on the first ballot is the highest of honors. We expect it to happen for 2 players next year. Jeff, let's start with Cal Ripken Jr., the Iron Man, 2-time MVP, one of the greatest shortstops of all times. Your thought on Cal Ripken?
Well, I think when you remember Cal Ripken, there are going to be 2 things that you remember him for. The Iron Man streak, of course, that you mentioned. He is the Iron Man of all Iron Men, and I think you're going to remember him as being the ultimate Baltimore Oriole. But the thing that I think is the greatest thing that Cal Ripken has done is he's changed the position of shortstop from a solely defensive position to a position that a lot more offense is being expected from, not just now, but on into the future.
And Tony Gwynn is an 8-time batting champion. He's a member of the 3,000 hit club. Your thoughts on Tony Gwynn? Does he get in on the first ballot?
I think that he does, Brian. And the reason that I think that he does is not just because of the hits over 3,000 or the fact that he had many gold gloves in right field, but the fact that Tony Gwynn was one of those guys that he could almost tell you during the ball game where he was going to hit the ball, regardless of what pitch was being made and regardless of who was standing on the mound, and do it.
All right, next year, that's the class of 2007. When we come back, we will wrap things up for the class of 2006 here in Cooperstown.
If you could pick any superhuman power, it should be Dave Mirra's Focus. With it, you could win more X Games medals than anyone in history and walk away with a stadium full of hanging jaws. X Games 12 starts Thursday, live at 9 on ESPN.
Bust the blandness with Fiery Buffalo Boneless Wings at KFC. Get 100% breast meat boneless wings dipped in our Fiery Buffalo sauce. Try 6 for $2.99 or 18 for $8.79. Also available in honey barbecue flavor. No bones, all flavor at KFC.
For design to be truly inspired, it must be more than just artful. It must perform beautifully too. Now at the Infiniti Limited Engagement Summer Event, test drive the Infiniti M or FX and ask about our attractive lease and finance rates. But don't wait too long. The Infiniti Limited Engagement ends July 31st.
Somewhere between where you are and where you're going, there's a Super 8. See you along the way.
First time I had a Samuel Adams Boston Lager, it was like, wow, what is this stuff?
Boston Lager, it was love at first taste.
It's got a nice hoppiness to it.
We're just literally shoving hops into our beer, and I think we're considered marginally insane. Most brewers have a dash of hops.
We use a pound of hops per barrel.
You know you're drinking a beer. It's not watery, you know, it's got something to it.
Boston Lager tastes full-bodied. Try a Sam Adams and know that that's what beer is supposed to taste like. Don't be afraid of flavor, my man.
Well, as we wrap up the weekend here in Cooperstown, we point out Bruce Sutter spent 13 years on the baseball writers' ballot. choices are only going to get tougher as the years go by, Jeff.
Well, they are, Brian. As baseball gets even more specialized with the DH and with the closer, it's only going to present more problems for the voters as they make their selections for the Hall of Fame.
And once again, this was the largest class ever to be inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame. The voting will be fascinating coming up this winter, but either way, we're going to have a great class of 2007, and we'll be here then. We'll see you then here as well from Cooperstown, New York. See you again next year.
The perfect big sis with the not-so-perfect little bro. The sibling rivalry that's seriously funny. Get even with Even Stevens this fall, only on...
Series. Okay, so congratulations, David. James, whoa, there you go. Good for you. Good for you. By the way, just a little note now that I'm acting as David's agent. If you live in his neighborhood next winter, you want him to do some shoveling, 10,000 is the going rate, right, David? Okay, good enough. As far as shows go, this one is over. How about you go to abc.com, keyword AFV, to see some of our best all-time videos and some that have never been seen on TV before. How's that? Keep sending those tapes, because if you get it on tape, you could get it, like David and James and Alenia, in cash. Good night, everybody. Take care.
Check it. The new caramel chip cheesecake blizzard at Dairy Queen. Rich chunks of cheesecake, smooth caramel, and luscious chocolate chips. Sorry.
With our new Super 6 mix, the possibilities are endless.
So I could get a large pizza, wings, and a mini bike?
No.
Cheesy bread?
Yeah.
Puppy?
No.
Domino's new Super 6 mix. Choose 3 or more great menu items for just $6 each. Get the door. It's Domino's.
In my opinion, happiness is having the people you love around you.
It's like a big family.
A lot of nice people. It can be hectic at times.
I work days and he works nights.
Our lives cross over dinner. That's when we learn about each other.
And Hamburger Helper's there to help. With 1 pound and 1 pan, you've got a meal everyone loves.
Sitting down to dinner is very important to us.
Hamburger Helper. 1 pound, 1 pan.
One happy family! I love you.
You too.
Growing up, Pete, Dan, and I were inseparable. Now we still get together, only with a few extra in tow.
Perfect for summer. Try Olive Garden's new Sicilian grilled shrimp, garlic marinated and grilled to perfection. Or new Sicilian grilled chicken with herb seasoned chicken, both in a tasty garlic butter sauce. 2 new savory grilled dishes, served with endless breadsticks and salad.
So maybe we're growing older, but we're definitely not growing up.
Olive Garden. When you're here, you're family.
6, 37, and 42.
Woo! Woo! Woo!
If you have those 5 numbers, congratulations. You are the jackpot winner.
Ooh, that smells clean.
That's the power of Pine Sol, baby.
And those numbers again are...
Woo! 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 Woo!
A pulse. The whole world has a pulse. Now, so does a toothbrush. Oral-B Pulsar. The Oral-B experts have created a whole new kind of manual brush. Micropulse bristles pivot and pulse deep between teeth for a truly superior clean. Feel that? That's Oral-B Pulsar. Changing the way you brush forever.
Come to the ER, where funny never hurts so good. The Emmy award-winning series Scrubs is coming this fall to Superstation WGN.
Talk to me, Goose.
Hoorah!
There's a red moon rising on the Cuyahoga River, rolling into Cleveland to the lake. There's a red moon rising on the Cuyahoga River, rolling into Cleveland to the lake. There's an oil barge winding down the Cuyahoga River, rolling into Cleveland to the lake. There's an oil barge winding down the Cuyahoga River, rolling into Cleveland to the lake. Cleveland, city of light, city of magic. Cleveland, city of light, you're calling me. Cleveland, even now I can remember, 'cause the Cuyahoga River goes smoking through my dreams. Burn on, big river, burn on. Burn on, big river, burn on. Now the Lord can make you tumble, the Lord can make you turn, the Lord can make you overflow. The Lord can make you burn. Burn on, big river, burn on. Burn on, big river, burn on. Now the Lord can make you tumble, the Lord can make you turn, the Lord can make you overflow. The Lord can make you burn. Burn on, big river, burn on. Burn on, big river, burn on.
Good morning, gentlemen, and welcome to another season of Indians baseball. I know it may not seem the same without Donald here, but I promise you, by the end of this season, we will have made history. Unfortunately, there are some in the press who feel that the ex-showgirl wife of Donald Phelps has no business being the owner of a Major League Baseball team. Spring training begins in 2 weeks. Here's a list of the players